Estan, beaches. This is Raw Dawg Sports. I am Mike. The guy on the bottom of the screen is Evo, and the three swinging dicks in between us are David, Tank, and Jeremy. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, but guys, thank you very much for being here. It's been a hell of a start to this week. Combine week is underway. I am in Indy. Evo is still down in Arizona, but my man, Evo, welcome in, brother. I cannot wait to get to have a conversation with you about all the shit that you're missing, because I love you, but God damn it, man, this place, you got to come at some point. We got to get you up here. It's amazing.
I'm going to come next year.
I'm going to come. No doubt. I'm going to come. It will be the greatest come you've ever seen. It'll be you.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That is not Donald Trump on the, we'll introduce him in a minute.
Go ahead, God, if the POTUS is coming in, I should have shaved my balls more, but unfortunately, I am still here in Arizona. Wife's still recovering from surgery, so family first. Got to stay down here. But I'm super jealous of Mike getting to go up there, and all you guys getting to be up there, because it's kind of like I'm sure for Mike a dream come true. I know it would be for me to be out there. Yeah, super excited to hear about how the combine's going and talk some sports with y'all.
Hell yeah, brother. And to everybody who tunes in and watches our show on the vertical view, hi. The camera and everything is set up way different than we normally go. So if you're watching us on vertical view, I apologize. You are probably not going to see a lot of us unless we duck our heads in. Evo's beautiful face will be on the bottom, always. But outside of that, let's introduce our guests. We'll take it right here. To my left, Dave, go ahead.
I am the Canadan, a.k.a. David Smith, a.k.a. Armchair Commentary from Great North Sports. We are a Wednesday live show, 8 p.m. Eastern time, talking all sports, baseball, hockey, and football. I have been connected with Jeremy and Tank for 3 or 4 years now. I'm super pumped to be here and talk a little bit of combine, a little bit of Robo Umps. Let's talk a little bit of baseball, which we don't normally get to do on the Sportsocracy, but we do that on our vertical. We cover everything they don't. So super pumped to be here. Glad to get connected with Mike. Appreciate your service, brother.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Heck yeah.
Tank, go ahead, man.
My name is Tank. I am a recovering baseball fan. I'm pleased to be here. Glad to make Mike's acquaintance, and and David beat me to the thanks for your service thing. Thoughts and prayers.
How'd that feel? Yeah, you were trying to do that thing, and you're like, "Oh, somebody beat me to it."
No, thoughts and prayers to Canada, because they suck at their own sport.
Very, very true. Jeremy, go ahead, man.
My name is Jeremy. I'm an alcoholic, and
100%.
And I'm fine with that. I'm also at the NFL Draft Nerd. I have figured out a way to make a living doing nothing but talking about the NFL Draft and making wiener jokes on the radio. So I feel like I'm either the smartest person on the planet Earth, or I am so stupid and I'm so poor that it doesn't matter that I don't make money doing this.
Solid. As a 20-year radio veteran, that all of that track.
You're paid in good. The beauty of radio is that you're paid in vibes, and my vibes are super high.
Vibes are a big thing in today's day and age. But look, this is the perfect crew to be on here. Raw Dawg Sports, a big part of what we do is bring raw authenticity. We don't hold back. We like to have fun and bullshit. Couple of Army vets is trying to have a good time, talk about sports, and so hopefully we're able to connect with people on that. And we don't like to pull the punches or hold back on our takes and stuff like that. So it's awesome to have you guys on here today. Super excited for the conversation.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
So, guys, let's get into it. Let's start with baseball. I know Jeremy's going to go ahead and take a nap for this segment, probably.
Yep,
But
I'm going to turn my microphone down and ask for a shot.
okay. But I do think this will probably tie in at some point. So baseball has gone to the ability to go Robo Umps. You can challenge pitches now. We're actually seeing it being used again in spring training. And I want to get your guys' take. Baseball has always been that sport. Well, you got to kind of have the human element. But is that a sport where we should be using technology way more because it's so good and we can just get the game right every time?
Yes.
1,000,000,000% we need to use more AI, robotics, whatever replay we have available to us. Umpires have continually made poor calls. I think we still need the umpire element. You still need to be able to have the guy make the call. I need to see I need to see your Joe Wests of the world coming in and making a bad call. Everybody needs a
Angel Hernandez.
You
We
need an
to get
Angel
pissed at
Hernandez
one more time.
Yeah, I need a country album from Angel Hernandez and less bad calls. I think that when you lean into it, when you really think about it, we have for the last 15 plus years had balls and strikes on TV. No problem.
Yep.
No problem at all. They have shown the actual strike zone and where the ball has landed, and whether that's been called or not has been irrelevant. And I think that going to a system of challenges is probably better for the game. It proved better for home runs. I think that was immediately something that we looked at and we go like, yeah, that's a good one. And then we look at it and we go, okay, can we expand this? We saw safe out at first base or other bases. That's a huge improvement. And now we're talking about the strike zone. They are talking about doing robo umps without the balls and strikes on TV so that teams don't have the ability to look at the broadcast and go, oh, that looked like a ball or that looked like a strike. We're going to challenge that. I don't love that because I still want that for me as the viewer. I think it takes away from the viewer experience and the enjoyer of baseball experience. I'm a Jays fan, obviously still feeling a tremendous amount of hurt from the Dodgers, as everyone is, because they're Dodgers and they're terrible, kicking the can down the road. Deferred payments can suck my taint. But I think that we need this. I think baseball needs a salary floor, and I think they need robo umps more than they've needed anything in the past 20 years.
I absolutely agree. So go ahead, Tank. Go ahead and take it from there.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't like this. Look, baseball is a game of precision, right? We live and die by just millimeters.
One.
When you live in a world that is that precise, I don't want the human element. I don't want the Angel Hernandez taking away a no-hitter from a Detroit Tiger, right? Like
it's Armando Galarraga all over again,
right,
is it not?
I do not want that. If there's a way you can get it right in baseball, in basketball, in football, whatever, I'm all for allowing more eyes on the sport, more involvement. We were just talking about this on the Sportsocracy the other day of the refs in the NFL now, like the sideline refs, the replay refs, now possibly going to be able to throw flags on things like Josh Jobe throwing a punch in the Super Bowl. We have so many eyeballs on this. There's no reason not to get it right. So the whole human element thing, I don't want any of it. Give me ABS. Give me the I can see the strike zone on my television. If the robo ump doesn't match up with that, then what the hell did we do?
Isn't that the problem, Mike? Isn't that the issue? Is that we all, as viewers, see the balls and strikes, and the umpires get it wrong continually, and not just in like game 45 of 162 in the middle of March or April. Sorry, it's like, okay, yeah, that's not really a big deal, but in a playoff game, do we want that? Do you really want umpires deciding who's going to the World Series because of a poorly judged ball or strike? I mean, we've already pushed it to the outfield where we said, all right, we're gonna review home runs.
Right.
Do you really want that where we're like, I don't know, maybe we'll let the umpires decide? I think the human element is a bullshit kind of fallback for a commissioner who has continually pushed back on the Bud Selig administration.
Yeah. So one thing, Evo, I'm going to get you in here real quick, but it was brought up, they don't want them watching the TV broadcast because they can see it, right? Can we just not restrict who is and is not capable of challenging the call? It should be a pitcher or a catcher, and that's it, because I know they can't see the damn broadcast. So
the batter as well, correct?
Yeah, and batter as well. If it's not one of those three people that's part of the damn play, you shouldn't have a say. But outside of that, like, let's crank it up. Evo, hop in here, man.
Yeah, you talk about the human element. The human element isn't going away. Errors are not going away. Those are committed by the players. It shouldn't be committed by the officials. I'm all for the leveraging of technology. It's a beautiful thing. Let's utilize it. Like you said, it's on our TVs. Why wouldn't you want an accurately called game? My only concern would be the time that it takes for those calls to be figured out. But they already have the system in place to figure it out. They've already tested it. It's a relatively quick system. The player taps their helmet and they do a quick review. And if they're right, they get to keep the challenge. If not, you have 2 challenges in the game. It's a relatively simple thing to install, make use of, and it's going to have accountability for those umpires, which I'm all for. It's the same thing that we say with football. We have the technology, leverage it and leverage it correctly where it doesn't start to impact the game negatively, i.e. huge delays. And I'm all for.
Yeah, there's no way that we can't just make that the standard. It's going to be a 1-year trial. We'll see how it goes. You will have your diehards that don't like it. You will have your baseball writers of America that are set in their ways that won't like it.
Let's take over the baseball writers of America.
Agreed. They are terrible. They are awful at their job.
We will take it over.
There's no way we can't do it. It's got to be permanently in place. We'll see how that goes. Jeremy, Tank brought up something, though, that can get you into this conversation here. It was about officials possibly being able to throw those additional flags. That's a possible rule change that we could see implemented. How do you feel about that?
I have so to me, the human element thing is the stupidest thing that anybody ever says out loud. That and we should open a bar. Those are the 2 stupidest things that anybody in the world ever says out loud. I am perfectly fine if we find 7 robots, cover them in spam, and that is our officiating crew from now on in the NFL. The consistent is people think that if we go to the eye in the sky or the eagle eye judge or however you want to phrase it, that all of a sudden holds are going to go up, defensive PI is going to go up, OPI is going to go up. I disagree vehemently. I think if you go to that eye in the sky, you will have a better ability to see the play developing. It's just like how I watch all 22 tape as we go into the NFL draft. You will see things that affect the play and things that don't. There is a hold on every single play. You can call it every single time we snap a ball in the NFL. When you watch a play from the eagle eye perspective, the all 22 perspective that we get tape from, you can see a hold in live action that actually has an effect on the play, because you can see if in the run game, you can see a hold that opens up because of a hold. In the passing game, you can see an edge rusher that gets a step on an offensive lineman that has a direct pursuit to the quarterback. We call it on offsides. Why can we not call it from the eagle eye side? I think it's one of those myths that people say, and they believe it will go one way. Tank and I work in North and South Carolina, and we've watched the ACC implement this where we can see the replay officials. It's so much different than you think, and I get it. The ACC is not a great conference to watch on television, but you watch in the review room of how they discuss these things. It is so obvious how this would go and how much better it would be for the sport. The only problem is that they won't do it because there is such a public backlash of OPI and DPI and holding is going to go through the roof. It just wouldn't happen. We need to implement it and show it, and then I think we'll all be fine.
Considering the last time that penalties were able to be reviewed and how poorly that was executed with the pass interference things, I'm not sure that this official having the ability to throw the extra flag is a great thing unless it is coming from the guy in the sky. I don't need another dude on the field to just, unless he's being told from the guy in the sky, throw the flag. If that's his only job, sure, great. But he shouldn't be calling any. We don't need another random dude. It should only be that eye in the sky. Okay, you missed a hold here, but you talk about, those Pandora's boxes, the human element. Are we worried that we're going to open Pandora's box and everything's going to get fucking reviewed?
I opened Pandora's box one time. It's a strip club in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was fantastic. It's one of the best nights of my entire life.
Oh, I thought it was a stripper at the strip club.
There was a Pandora. I was very scared to open her box. I was afraid either I was going to fall in love or fall into bankruptcy.
That is my biggest fear about the NFL and doing this way, right? Having the eye in the sky, everybody sees everything kind of thing, because I feel like it can get to a point, at least for the first season that we implement something like this, it is going to be eye broccoli. I fear that it is going to be such a killer.
How does that go?
Of momentum.
How does that go?
Game.
Do you feel like replay kills momentum now?
Absolutely.
Name me one tangible time that you've seen that.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers fourth quarter. I can't remember what week it was. We had
it was week 18.
We had a game where there was like a 12-minute intermission, so we could figure out something that I was like, hey, it's that way for like 10 minutes.
Let me ask you this: is it a bigger interruption than subbing late? So if you bring on a defensive player or an offensive player late, the defense has an opportunity to sub, and they have the full time to take they can march on. They don't have to sprint. It's not like you have to be there right away or else the offense. You have your time. The referee is holding the ball until the defense is in position.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not a bigger, like Mike Vrabel did this to it as a Patriots fan? Mike Vrabel did this to a T, played the rule book perfectly, the way that you're supposed to play the rule book as an offensive guy. The defense subbed in, or the offense subbed in, and the defense said, oh, I get to sub in now. And now you've got two big offensive tackles running on the field who are slow. They are big guys, and they are taking their time, and they're taking a little march out to the front lines.
Sure,
and
that
then
hurts.
once
It
they
is
get
still
set,
a 40-second play clock, though. Like the play clock doesn't
course it is.
stop.
Right,
them.
right.
So
yeah,
there's a limit.
What I'm talking about is if we start, like, remember the pass interference. Remember how bad of an experience that was, 4 years ago, where every fucking play, it felt like we're stopping down because somebody's throwing a flag over something. If we implement fully in the NFL, this full, like, AI, Sky Judge, whatever system they come up with for this, I feel like it could get to a point where it gets ridiculous.
I mean, everything
where they don't make that call of, oh, that hold was away from the play, so it's not going to affect anything. They're still going to throw that fucking flag.
Everything can get ridiculous.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, you can go overboard playing chess. You can go overboard doing anything.
Mm-hmm, sure.
My qualm is that the Sky Judge, we implemented this 2 years ago. How many times do you see a play and you go, my God, anybody with eyes can see that this happened?
Yes.
The Sky Judge comes down. Is it a little clunky? Sure, because you got to move the ball.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of procedural things that go into this, but you still see the ball moved. It's not that clunky. Technology is getting better as time goes on. We've got chips in the ball. When we go to the Senior Bowl, we got chips on the jerseys. We got chips on everything. You've just got to use the technology. The thing that I think has killed the NBA and has killed Major League Baseball is that you don't embrace technology. You don't embrace the things that you have at your disposal. The NFL does that. You and I go to every event. Evo, Mike, David's been with us for a while. Yeah, you're now all invited to every time we do this. You will figure out very quickly as you go to these events, the technology's there. You just have to implement it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to say, we're going to swallow the frog, and it might be clunky for a year, but it's going to fix things for the next 40 years.
Absolutely.
It's going to fix things until the technology takes another jump, and then it's going to get even better. but you have to swallow the frog and actually do it and say, we're going to get this right, as opposed to doing it quickly.
I think that that's a very valid point. But if we're going to talk about that, the pass interferences, I also think it's pretty apparent that they overdid that. Like they purposely over-regulated so they could get rid of it and never try to do this again. The officials were throwing flags that they fucking knew didn't need to be thrown. They're like, oh yeah, you want to question what the hell we're doing? We'll just make it unwatchable. So can we I mean, the answer is make these assholes full-time employees, so they have to do their job to the fullest of their ability all the time.
That would be the perfect scenario. However, I think we all know that that's never going to happen.
It's closer than you think.
You think so?
It's closer than you think. I had
especially with the way the way this automatic stuff is happening now.
So we were
cut the job.
So we were in the building for day one of the combine today, and I can tell you, I had a conversation in the halls in the Indiana Convention Center with somebody that has been laser accurate on where the NFL is thinking, and the overreaching theme was the NFL knows that officiating is a problem. They know that where things are right now, this is one of the few things that can actually take you down. Mm-hmm. You know, Mike said this on our show last night, 87 of the top 100 viewed things on television last year were NFL football games. They know officiating, especially with that whole kerfuffle with the NBA. The idea that this game is prefixed is one of the few things that can burn you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, we talked about this being too big to fail. You have to cut things off at the pass of, are they going to be things that can absolutely crucify your ability to make money? I had a conversation in the Indiana Convention Center today of that is closer than you think. And the tush push and the fact that they don't want to legislate that actually proves it.
All right. So, Evo, hearing what Jeremy just said, I'm going to assume you just went from like 6 to midnight hearing that the officials may eventually become full-time employees.
Yeah, it's something that we've been begging for. And obviously the officials union and the NFL are bargaining right now. It makes sense. This is kind of like a regular day, like political type of conversation where, you know, AI is taking jobs and things like that. It is coming there. It is inevitable. And if you don't start to embrace certain parts of it and implementing it correctly, it's just going to be on your doorstep and you can do nothing about it. The NFL has an opportunity right now, and the officials union has an opportunity right now to become full-time employees, get their employees locked into positions and have a spot in this game, because 10 years from now, we might not have officials on the field. Like you said, you could have that spam covered robot on the side of the field that's officiating your games. And now those officials are no longer employed at all by the league. It's all just going to be AI doing it. It would be smart to go ahead, lean into this, say, yeah, we need to implement this correctly now, so that way we can still have a place in this game from an official's perspective. And then as a fan, it makes all the sense, because you want the games to be called correctly. You don't want to be worried about my team just got screwed out of this because this official fixed the game or something like that. I would love that. And if that's coming down the pipe, I am 100% for it.
Does anybody not find it fascinating that the combine is brought to you by Copilot, which is the Microsoft AI, and yet here we are advocating for AI on field? No AI on field, but don't worry, combine is brought to you by Microsoft AI.
Yeah. Hey, the NFL is about their money. They always have been. They always will be. That will never.
Hashtag pay me, bitch.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and transition here. Let's talk about the U.S. going out and whipping Canada. No, they didn't whip Canada's ass. We won a game against Canada in the Olympics and won a fucking gold medal, baby.
If I leave here tomorrow,
there we go.
You still remember me? I don't
know what song that was.
That's
but
Freebird.
That was brilliant.
Well,
That's Freebird.
It was Freebird.
Free.
It was a touching rendition. You can hear it at every karaoke bar in Indianapolis between now and Sunday.
Yeah. So I'm not a big time hockey fan. Evo, you are probably a little bit more well versed in the hockey realm than I am. But the U.S. going out getting this has, turned from a really cool sports story into a story that is so far away from sports that it's become kind of unfun. They were supposed to go to the White House. They did. One team was invited, or both teams were invited. One didn't go. Some guys couldn't make it. Everybody's just jumping through their ass trying to come up with a take, when what we should be excited about as Americans is the fact that we won gold for the first time since 1980.
It's your second gold medal at the Olympics ever.
Yeah, that's what we should be talking about.
Canada has 8. For what it's worth, I don't want to. Listen, I've not been the salty Canadian the entire time, but I do want to point out 8 is more than 2.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
We're aware.
That said, Evo, you want to talk about Hellebuck and what kind of performance he put? Because that was otherworldly. It was
the new Secretary of Defense.
Unbelievable, that paddle save. That was the game saver. Forget McKinnon missing the empty cage. That paddle save was the pièce de resistance. Put it in the Louvre kind of art piece that we're looking for from a hockey fan.
Yeah, but look, when the game started, that first like 5 to 10 minutes was some of the most electric hockey that I've seen, and I was sitting there thinking, I don't know how U.S. can keep up that sort of offensive tempo, and you obviously saw it drain out, and Canada looked better through a majority of that match, and it was all Hellebuck, just playing one of the best performances in the net that I've ever seen. It's fantastic
the best
job.
Olympic performance ever by a goaltender, and that's from a Canadian perspective. 100%, no disagreement here. It is the best Olympic performance from a goaltender, bar none. No questions asked.
It was outstanding, and then to get that match to go to overtime, obviously it brings up the conversation of the 3-on-3, which honestly I liked. You're getting to see your best skaters and stuff out there. It is a change from the game, but I thought it was. I mean,
I will
when
tell
you looked at who was out there for Canada, it felt like this could really go bad really quick for the U.S.
So I'll say 2 things. One, none of this takes away from the Americans winning the medal. I just want to point that out. I have no hate in my heart for the USA winning the gold medal. Play free rear, baby. I don't give a shit. You deserved it. You earned it. You won it. And no matter what any bullshit Canadian says, you deserve that medal. 100%. That said, 3-on-3 overtime is robbing hockey fans of 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 overtime with best on best hockey that we could possibly get. The best version of hockey that we could ever get. You don't get this in the NHL, because most of these guys are split up amongst 6 or 7 different teams. I mean, you're not getting Austin Matthews. You're not getting Quinn Hughes. You're not getting Jack Hughes. You're not getting the brothers together. And the other thing that I'll say is the Jack Hughes photo is a top 5 most iconic hockey photo of all time. No argument at all, ever, again, from a Canadian.
Boom. Tank, get in here, man.
Yeah. Canada apparently sucks at hockey, and we rock.
Agreed.
Go USA. I'm not much of a hockey guy.
Look, we traded basketball for hockey. You know, Canada's probably going to whip our ass in basketball just a few years down the road. I mean, if Andrew Wiggins had been what they thought he would be, they would probably already have done it.
Anthony Bennett too.
Can we maybe stop with just? No, I don't want to listen to Anthony Bennett. God,
hey,
how
Anthony
much
Bennett
pain do I have to go through as a Cleveland fan, man?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Cleveland sports are terrible,
dude. How do you not? Can I just ask the question? How do you not drink more than you do?
Yeah, well, so I used to, and then I was in a really bad car accident. And most of that drinking was probably due to the military and the Cleveland sports scene.
I want to drink for you. Like I don't know shit about the Cleveland. They're the Cleveland Indians.
Do you want to talk about the Indians? Yeah,
we'll take that as a thank you for your service. Is
bingo
taking up the libations? Absolutely.
I mean, between the Cleveland Browns and Cleveland Cavaliers.
The Guardians.
I mean, that's coming from a Jets fan.
Yeah,
that's like an ugly person walking up to you in a bar and going, "I'm sorry about your face."
I mean, hell, your baseball team stole their name from a roller derby team. I mean, that's crazy.
It's a bridge.
Yeah, it is a bridge. I've been across it. It's kind of cool, but the logo is Mickey Mouse as shit. I wish we would have probably gone with spiders. There was a couple of other options.
The spiders.
I mean, we all know the real problem is your starting pitcher and your relief pitcher.
Well,
yeah, well, you know,
maybe don't do crimes. Maybe avoid doing crimes. On the hockey thing, much congratulations to the USA. This is
USA.
I know, like, as much as America is celebrating this, from a Canadian perspective, I need you to understand how much this, the Canadians turned around and they're like, all right, so we're going to have a meeting. It's not like I need you to understand how important this is to Canada. The entire Hockey Canada brass immediately had a meet. Like, this is, you've been called in by HR and your CEO and your CFO and your COO, and you're going to have a chat about your performance. And they're going to have a lengthy conversation about how they construct this team to beat the Americans at the next. I mean, it's going to be the World Cup or the Four Nations or whatever.
Four Nations will
probably come back again, and then we're going to have another 4 years. For 4 years, the USA gets to be Olympic champions, and no one can ever take that away. Just like they couldn't take it away in 1980. And they can never take it away from this 2026 team.
So as long as the Canadians don't pull a China and they start offing their fucking athletes when they don't perform.
What I heard was you're going to have to build teams in Canada to beat the United States in hockey.
I don't know how to tell you this. There are players that can beat the United States in hockey. And if this wasn't a team of destiny, I don't know what was a team of destiny.
100%.
Yeah.
But 3-on-3 is bullshit. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I just mean, from a hockey fan, it is the worst possible product. It is I would like to go home now, please.
I mean, is that not is that not kind of equivalent to like playing 7-on-7 in overtime at the Super Bowl?
Yes.
I do think Angel Reese and Ice Cube are pissed that you just said that. I mean, considering their whole life is based on 3-on-3, I think they're kind of pissed that you just said that.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, good.
I will say the 3-on-3 definitely is not hockey, but in the moment I enjoyed it, and maybe it is just because we won from it. But I thought it was.
If we lost,
exciting.
none of us would be talking about it.
Hey, it's like asking the cute girl at the bar if she wants to see your Pokemon cards. When she wants to see your Charizard, then hell yeah, Pokemon's the shit.
Hey, you should enjoy this. You enjoy this for the next 4 years, because I'm going to tell you right now, there is no chance that Canada is not coming out with twice as much. Macklin Celebrini is the next thing. Plays in San Jose right now. If you're looking for a guy to watch, he is electric. Led the entire Olympics in scoring.
Yeah. So what is
Olympics in scoring?
So what is your bald eagle equivalent to us? I mean, so like we have Kid Rock and bald eagles and PBR and all that shit. What like Canada comes in ready to chew bubble gum and kick ass? What are they coming out with?
It's probably Celine Dion and Double Down.
I was about to say, is it Bryan Adams in a beaver? Because in my head, it's Bryan Adams in a beaver.
I mean, Bryan Adams is fine, but it's Celine Dion.
Goose covered in syrup.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have a lot of things going for us,
for sure.
But right now, hockey's not one of them. Actually, I will say this. Everybody says
Trudeau's banging Katy Perry
like our former prime ministers. No, listen, George W. would never. He would never. Barbara would not let that happen.
If he was given the opportunity,
for sure.
I didn't say he wouldn't.
If Laura had been abducted by aliens, I feel pretty sure that W would have been out there with Celine Dion.
Yeah,
trying
to watch me hit this rod in your pussy.
But he didn't. The difference is this guy said, you know what? I'm single. I'm gonna do what I want.
You fooled me once. Can't fool me again.
I'm super pumped for the Americans, except for Austin Matthews. He can go fuck himself. Everybody else is fine.
That was
Huge
a
shout out to
Toronto thing.
That's strictly a Toronto thing. I am a Montreal Canadiens fan, so
I even knew that.
So the Toronto Maple Leafs can kick rocks. Everybody else I love. I love the Jack Hughes photo. I think it is iconic. I think if you could get a poster of that and frame it, it is worth every man cave or lady cave or she shed or wherever the hell you want to put it. I don't care. Play Freebird, motherfucker.
Yeah. Big shout out to my guy Brock Faber from my hometown in Maple Grove. Probably the best thing to come out of there other than me. It's awesome to see a hometown kid make it from Maple Grove, Minnesota. So glad to have that we have an Olympian from there now. And yeah, look, it was one of those just patriotic moments to get to see that game and get the gold. Where I contributed nothing and I got to be a part of it and it felt great.
Evo, can you tell me what they're drinking in Michigan? Because Hellebuck and Larkin and
Flint water.
It's
the water in Flint. It's terrible for most people.
Except for those 5 people.
And those dudes went full Ninja Turtle. They drank the Flint water.
That's how I became the NFL draft nerd. I drank water in Flint one time, and all of a sudden I could just see shitty quarterbacks. They just glowed. It's like my eyes broke. It was wild.
Between the women's team, because your golden goal came from, I'm blanking right now, but your golden goal was also Michigan, and then Hellebuck is Michigan. Mm-hmm. And I think both the Hugheses are Michigan.
There was 5, I believe, 5 gold Olympians from like a very small area.
Yeah, it's all within the lake. Yeah. Like it's all around the border of the lake. It's unbelievable.
Lake Michigan apparently has good water for hockey players. So, guys, let's go ahead and transition here. We're going to go ahead and switch to the NFL Combine. That's
I'm
why
sad.
we are here. Go ahead.
I was trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out what the Canadians are going to come. Like, what is their real American?
I'm a real American.
Like when they show up Hulk Hogan style with a bald eagle, is it? I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick here. What is Canada going to show up with when they're ready? When they're just here to show we are Canadian strong?
The boys from Letterkenny and Shoresy.
Is somebody showing up riding a moose?
Yes. With a mountain hat on,
with sand from Robin Sparkle.
Do you want to know the real answer?
I want to know the real. I want to know the real answer.
The real answer is Bob Cajun by the Tragically Hip, which is like a Canadian rock icon. And if you don't like the Tragically Hip, you should listen to them. They're fucking great.
Not the Bare Naked Ladies. No.
Fuck the Bare Naked Ladies.
Wow.
Take your chicken, the tiny chicken out of here. Tragically Hip are a Canadian icon, and their singer tragically passed. It is a phenomenal group. Mm-hmm. Bob Cajun is a phenomenal song. You should definitely take a listen to it if you're a fan of rock. If you're not a fan of rock, don't listen to it because you won't like it.
All right.
Because in my head, it's the Drake started from the bottom. Now we're here.
No, we don't accept Drake. He can make as many bets on steak as he wants. He is not one of us.
Neil Young.
We accept Kendrick more than we accept Drake.
Producer Amber has chimed in here with what I feel like should be a fucking solid answer in Rush.
Okay. Rush.
Oh yeah, Geddy Lee.
Yeah.
Yes,
Rush.
Hell yeah, they're coming. They're riding in on a moose.
Tom Sawyer.
They're riding.
Tom Sawyer.
All right, fellas. Well, look, we're gonna move on to football, which is what we are primarily here for on our show. Before we get into hearing about you guys possibly maybe getting down to St. Elmo's and seeing where some Mark Sanchez was stabbed, having some shrimp cocktail or something like that.
I've seen it. I know Mark. I know exactly where he was, and it's the most shocking thing in the history of time that you got stabbed there.
You ready to do wind sprints?
I did want to take a moment to talk about something that I know a lot of people have already talked about. It's a little bit more close personal to me, being here in Arizona, being a Vikings fan. Rondale Moore, obviously, tragically, sounds like took his life. A 25-year-old football player passing here. It's a big thing for Mike and I because it's a big problem in our community. It's a big problem with young men in the United States and around the world. It's tough because a lot of people are catching flack. The wrong pictures were shared. It was Miles Price versus Rondale Moore.
That was on Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah. Obviously a big mistake there. That's not something that I want to focus on. Obviously, you see this bottom bar that we have scrolling across our screen. It feels like something that we talk about at least once a month because we lose another athlete or another young man, another person important in our lives to suicide. There's resources out there. We want to be a resource for people. Our DMs are always open. We do it for our friends in our community all the time. But if you're, having issues, thinking about hurting yourself, you can dial 988. But there are tons of resources. It takes nothing to get on Google really quick. As men, it's something where we usually are told to, toughen up and kind of squash our emotion down, compartmentalize. Therapy is good for you. It's a tough first step to take. But it's something that, if you see a friend in need, reach out to them, reach out to your buddies, talk, because anything's better than losing a friend. It takes no time out of your day to just check in on your people, make sure you're doing all right. Really sad that Rondale is no longer with us. Still looked like such a promising career, and then just kind of derailed by those injuries, man. And can't imagine how hard that is. I know from my high school playing time, I tore my patellar tendon, broke my leg all in one play. And it was like everything that had led up to my senior year, my life revolved around playing football, and had that all taken away from me. Wasn't going to be able to, scholarship taken away for football and everything. And I remember the depression that I was going through, and my life went on and got better and everything. But when you've trained and done everything your whole life for this one career, I can't imagine how difficult that is to have it keep on being taken away from you and put you in a spot. And I don't know what the reason is that he's not with us anymore. But we don't know what's going on in people's lives, what they hide. So sometimes just reaching out and saying, hey, are you doing all right? Is there anything you want to talk about? Can be enough to kind of start that conversation, start the ball rolling, and possibly save a friend.
I would like to say something.
Absolutely.
It's actually something I've told Mike since we've been here. I feel like we've gotten to such a point in the social media age that we just, and I'm going to say this as rawly as I can. We're on Raw Dawg Sports, so I feel like I can do that. We say shit to people that we would not say in person. You say shit behind a computer screen that you wouldn't say. And I mean, look, Tank's sitting beside me. This is our 7th, 8th NFL draft together. When I first started doing this, I was much more ruthless and cutthroat than I am now. I don't like this player. I don't like his tape. I don't like whatever. That doesn't mean I don't like the guy. One of the things that being at the combine, which is where we are right now, has taught me is that there is a face and a person underneath that helmet. And you get somebody like Rondale Moore that, Tank can attest to this. I loved him coming out. I thought he was going to be an absolute stud, and his body let him down over the last 2 years. Do I know that that's what attributed to this? No, I don't. But I am a former athlete that my body has not been the greatest thing to me, and I can understand as a 25-year-old kid he started playing football when he was 5 years old. So this was his plan. There was no plan B. His plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G was, I'm going to be a wide receiver in the NFL. I'm going to support my family, and that's what I'm going to do. And then, he's supposed to be a franchise piece for Arizona because that's who drafted him. And he has the injury. And, then it derails his career. And ultimately it in some shape, form, or fashion derailed his life. The thing that I would caution people is, when you say things to these guys, it's very different when you've sat in a room with them and you've stood in front of them and you've heard them tell their life story. They get 20 minutes here. We start with the prospect interviews tomorrow. You get 20 minutes with each one of these guys. They're at 12 installations across a place. It's very transactional. But as you get to know these guys, you realize that there's a whole human being right there. It's not a guy in a helmet. It's not number 4 for the Minnesota Vikings. It's a whole ass dude. And we treat these guys sometimes like they are discretionary income, like they're a discretionary product because they're on our fantasy team and, they screwed us because we took them in the 8th round. They're a whole ass person. And when you come here and you get to see them face to face and you hear their story and you hear what they are, it changes you. It's changed me as a draft evaluator. This is how I make my living, is by saying this guy's going to be good in the NFL. This guy's not going to be good in the NFL. And I have changed the way I talk about these guys in that I am not as hard on a player that I don't love his tape. Do I still say I don't love your tape? Absolutely. That's my job. But having a modicum of compassion for another person that has spent 20 plus years of their life trying to get to this point is just not that fucking hard. And that's I Mike and I've talked about this now. This is the third time this has come up in the 3 days that we've been here. And it's the truth. It's not that hard to be kind to another person, whether you like how they play football or not. And now I will turn this over to y'all because I realize I've been talking for an insanely long time.
No, it's all right.
And I apologize.
No, it's the humanity. It's the humanity piece. I mean, they're athletes and they go and they compete. But just like Mike, just like my brother who served in the Canadian Forces, Mike and I have talked about this a little bit here. He did 2 tours in Afghanistan. He saw some shit that he probably didn't want to see. He had to do things that he definitely didn't want to do. And he has to smoke medicinal marijuana to make sure that he is okay with all of this, which is legal in Canada. We can do crimes. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. You have to put a piece of humanity on this. And with players, I think we don't do this enough. I think we look at guys and we go, oh, that guy missed a free throw, or oh, that guy didn't catch a ball, or he didn't defend well enough. Or as a Patriots fan, people are dragging Will Campbell as if he didn't play great all season and then have to go against like 4 of the best pass rushers in back-to-back games, including a Super Bowl in his rookie season. We're seeing people get dragged for that. And I think that you need to put a bit more humanity on people, athletes included, and not look at them as a commodity, like Jeremy said. As soon as you go, oh, that's just a guy that's making a bunch of money, so he's fine if I tell him that he is garbage because he missed X play. I mean, that's not fair to him. If people came to your job, if people came to my job, my day-to-day, everyday job, and did that to me, I would be miserable.
I mean, I can tell you, this is Tank and I's day-to-day job. This is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And so we put ourselves out there, and you guys all do it as well. You put yourselves out there, and you're very raw in front of people, and it is shocking how many dicks there are out there that just they relish in telling you everything that you do wrong. It's one of the things that Tank and I have embraced. We don't edit out mistakes the way that we used to, because and I hate to use the Pat McAfee line here, but that's how people talk. We're not all just robots that come out here for your amusement. And we're on the super small side of this. You look at somebody like Rondale Moore, this is his whole life. This was his only plan, is that I'm going to be an NFL football player. It's just, it's really freaking sad. And you look at whether it's Rondale Moore, Marshawn Nealon, there have been a handful of these. I mean, I can go all the way back to Dimitri Underwood. You know, there's a lot of them that have happened in the time that I've been doing this. And I don't feel like we give it the attention that it deserves. It's the news cycle, and it's the way the news cycle works. Rondale's a story right now, and then in large part, the national media will forget it. We're at the combine. Somebody's going to run 40s 2 days from now. Somebody's going to run fast. Somebody's going to run slow. And that becomes the national story. And we just let it pass. And I don't know how to fix that. I don't have a way to fix that. The news cycle never stops. But don't forget that Rondale Moore was a hell of a person. He was a hell of a football player. And even though his career and his life didn't go the way that I'm sure he planned it when he was 18 years old, that doesn't mean he wasn't a hell of a guy, a hell of a friend, a hell of a kid, a hell of a brother, all that shit. That's what he was. The
news cycle will always change. We will always, we will always remember, or we will always, forget things. As time rolls on, as life rolls on, the most important thing that we can do, I feel, is to take the moments that we have, and in this moment, make sure that everyone knows that it's important for you to be here. Is one of the most important things that my mom ever instilled in me as a kid was, there's no action, there's no girl, there's no, loss of your job, there's no nothing that is worth, you not being here because you're a part of you're a part of this world and you're meant to be here, and there's a reason that you're supposed to be here. And we all have that problem of wondering what's next, what is life all about, and it's all about being together and loving each other. And if we can tell one person that that's not the way to go, that if you're considering hurting yourself, seek help, talk to somebody. There's people out there that care about you.
There absolutely are. Guys, I'm gonna bring this home here, and then we'll go ahead and get off of it. Anytime somebody feels that they have to go to that point, something has happened to them. There is some sort of trauma, right? And Evo brought this up earlier. You can call your buddies, right? But I think as men, sometimes we are embarrassed to tell people, hey, I got some shit going on and it ain't good. So Evo, you talked about therapy. As somebody who has been in therapy, who's gone through therapy for my PTSD, like that shit is so important. Go and speak to somebody, because that just getting it off your chest, the weight that it took off of me was insane. So, and it's not the same for everybody. I can only give you my experience in this, but when you have those severe traumas, if you're afraid to talk to somebody, don't be. Go speak to somebody, anybody. And like Evo said earlier, my DMs are open and so are his. So with that, let's go ahead and move off of this so I don't fucking cry on camera.
At Sports Tank ESP. Call me as well.
Oh shit, I changed my socials. At the NFL Draft Nerd.
At Sportsocracy GN.
That's right.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get into the more fun aspects of why we are down here in Indy. Combine is going on. We had a lot of interviews today, a lot of coach interviews. I had an opportunity to talk to Andrew Berry. Got to ask him a question. The offensive line for the Browns is in absolute shambles. I wanted to know how Dewand Jones was going to factor into that rebuild of a line, because he was actually the starter on this team at the beginning of last year. Goes out. Everybody's saying, hey, you got to replace all 5 starters. Well, we actually still have one in-house. He's just been so often hurt. Can we count on him?
Well, he's a giant.
He's enormous, 6'8", 371. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's what he was drafted at. The thing of, I laugh, and this is going to sound a little crass, but it's the truth. I do this every year. So every NFL draft class that comes up, I've gone through it for now. This is we figured this out one time. I don't remember how many drafts I've done at this point.
Yeah, it's been a bunch.
It's a lot. We look at these guys that are gigantors, and we always talk about them as big dancing bears. At the end of the day, I mean, this is coming from a man that I'm 38 years old. I'm 6'5", I weigh 305 pounds. I was very athletic at a time, and now I'm about as athletic as a wet sneeze. It's very taxing on your knees. It's very taxing on your feet. It's very taxing on your entire body. But Dewand Jones is still a player that I look at and think he can be a piece for the Browns. I don't know that it's on the left side. I'm always reticent when I get into that 350-plus territory with tackles, because I just don't know how you're going to drop set and it not eventually catch you. I mean, I call it the Mekhi Becton rule. Eventually, it's going to get you.
Your tackles need to be athletic, but you also need to, there are some tackles that are actually guards. Let's be honest. And you're better served at being a guard and saying, hey, look, we're going to move you inside. And it's better for everyone. There are so many players that are currently listed as tackles that probably should be guards. And they would be elite guards, the best guards, the greatest guards.
Huge. They would be huge guards. It would be they would be fantastic guards.
Evo, hop in here.
Frankly, the best. And right now, by the way, State of the Union is going on. So for everyone who's watching our dumbasses right now.
That. Oh crap! I just saw that and went, hell yeah, we missed that. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Yeah. And if you are watching us right now and not tuning into that, thank you very much.
Hell yeah.
Tank just went, shit, I worked for a political station too.
Oh, you probably should
may have boo-boo kittied that.
It's fine. We can probably
It's things like I
probably
maybe
guess.
should have looked at the logs to make sure that somebody could hear that.
Something, Big Mac. You're fine. You're fine. Don't even worry.
It's fine. You're on vacation.
I'm supposed to.
Now I'm gonna stay with one more question to you guys as opposed to Andrew Barry, and he gave a very non-committal answer because that's what we're gonna hear down here in Indy. A lot of non-committal things for the most part, unless you're the Chiefs who are
the
saying,
Miami Dolphins.
"Oh yeah, we'll get into that."
They chose violence
They chose
today.
violence. How many rookies on the offensive line is too many rookies?
3. Two is your max. We had Patriots had 2 and they made it to the Super Bowl.
I would say 2 is the max. I wouldn't want any more than like my 2 tackles.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Patriots had 2 and they made it to the Super Bowl, and I think that is pushing it. That is with a great system and a great coach. Obviously,
they also came through a shit dog turd conference against Jared Stidham in the conference championship game.
Did they win the games? Did you die?
I would say that's the exception that proves the rule more than it is the exception to the rule.
2 is a max.
I would say 1's the max. I don't want to start more than 1, and I'll tell you why. And I'll give you an example. Obviously I do things with the Washington Commanders now. I worked for the New York Jets for years. Look at the New York Jets offensive line. How many of those guys do you look at and go, they are not good NFL football players? Joe Tippmann is good. I think Elijah Vera Tucker's good when he's healthy. Mekhi Becton was good at a point. Armand Membu was good at a point. Armand Membu was good for a rookie. He was very good for a rookie. John Simpson's good for an older guy. If you look at them in the whole iteration of time, none of them were ever – it was never a fully veteran line altogether, and the line has sucked for 10 years. It's not because the players aren't good. It's because there's no cohesion whatsoever. The thing about offensive lines is an offensive line's a lot like an assembly line. If you have multiple people that are trying to figure out their job at the same time, there's a good chance that something's getting missed and the quality is going to go down. I will say – having multiple rookies in the offensive line room is fine. Multiple starters, and when I say starter, I mean you went into the season with the expectation that guy was going to be the guy. That will rarely work out. It worked out nicely for New England. Now, now here's the caveat to New England. I would make the argument that both of the guys that played on that line as rookies will be playing other positions next year. Because I can see Will Campbell playing guard and Jared Wilson playing center.
I think Will Campbell is going to get 1 more year at left tackle.
He very well may. But it also could come up that when you come up against big-time, serious edge rushers, that you're going to see that his short arms are a problem, which I'll admit I was wrong on. I thought Will Campbell was – and I'm not willing to say I'm wrong yet. I was wrong in the playoffs. I think he can still turn into a good left tackle.
I was probably
a better right tackle, but still.
There were some. I shared a couple of comparisons today on Great North Sports Instagram page, where you saw rookie left tackles versus Will Campbell's numbers, and Will Campbell's numbers were better than most of what I would consider the elite left tackles in the league. That's not to say that he's going to turn into that. But you do have to look at as a front office, you have to look at that in this process, especially, and go, okay, can we get a better left tackle right now, either through free agency or through the draft, and move someone into guard? And for Cleveland in particular, you go, all right, is this going to be an offensive line build that we need to work on? Do we need to push and say, where do we need to improve? How do we make this run game better than it was? Because that, I think, is the key to this offense. That's what helps Shedeur, although we've been pushing the intervention on you.
Well, you guys have. Everybody here has been trying to tell me that Shedeur is not going to be the guy.
Oh, Evo, I do need I need your opinion on this, because we had a straight up intervention around the dinner table last night.
from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m.
It was late. We were all
have
a little.
You told my guy here about Shedeur? Because I feel like he said some stuff where I went, oh no.
Sweetheart.
This feels
Bless
like
your
Zach.
heart.
This feels like my Zach Wilson, my Mark Sanchez, my. I can do this for way longer than I want to.
Hey,
But
look, you're
those are the
talking
two.
to a Vikings fan who still has faith in JJ McCarthy right now as well.
Oh, hold on.
there's
Oh,
that.
also bless your
Hold on.
heart.
We just took
Yeah.
a hard right turn.
Hold on. I need to know this because this is important. As a Great North Sports show, we were beating the drum that you needed to re-sign Sam and trade McCarthy at his high point before he had started. Are you on the side that McCarthy was the guy that you needed to keep? And not
Yes.
behind like forget
Over Sam Darnold.
Yeah, so
many
it was
drugs
more of a
did you
process thing. The idea, pie in the sky, rookie quarterback contract. Some reports that McCarthy was neck and neck with Darnold through the training camp before the knee injury that rookie year, things like that, and also like we saw the collapse of Sam Darnold towards the end of the year and didn't know exactly where to pin that, and I think we now know. Some of that has to go towards the coaching staff. Some of it has to go towards offensive line play because obviously
Even
Sam
if he
Darnold
threw 18
is really
passes.
good.
What do you mean he was better? He was neck and neck. He threw.
Well,
18
he's
passes.
talking about the training camp before he actually hurt his knee.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and not seeing it, I can't give an actual perspective personally. That being said,
Well,
you'd like to see a rookie quarterback contract allowing us to go this previous offseason and spend shitloads of cap money and bring good players. We fumbled the bag on that, and then obviously fumbled the bag on McCarthy being ready to start day one. And I think the big thing is that obviously the Vikings thought they were going to be able to bring back Daniel Jones and not have to force McCarthy being thrust into playing. I still have faith that he could develop, but I don't think that he was obviously he wasn't ready this year. I don't know that he'll be ready this coming year. I think that he's got talent, but I'm not willing to. I'm of the thought process of he needs competition this year, and then we need to be prepared for the 2027 draft if everything completely falls apart. Because while I
think
like
that's
him
what
a
saves
lot,
you.
I was
That's
gonna
what saves you is that 2027 is going to be like a dollar beer night outside of a sorority house. If you can't find a quarterback in 27, you're just not good at this because there's going to be about 50 of them in that class. I do want to ask you this question, though. As Tank and I live by this theory of we cover all 32 teams. You know things about your team because you live, eat, sleep, breathe your team better than we do. If you had to pick a guy to be the competition, the vet, whatever it is, that you could tangibly add to Minnesota, who is the vet that you want to see on the opposite side of JJ McCarthy?
I have two
There's
answers.
one name. There's one name I know is going to get released.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins probably makes the most sense if you and let me fully flesh this out here. Kirk Cousins, because he knows the system, he should hopefully be cheaper than Kirk Cousins was when he was here as our starter
Maybe $5
previously.
million.
Sure.
Because he knows the system, he's going to fit in real quick. With such bad quarterback play, we were still able to get a winning record last year. So I think having competent quarterback play in there makes us a double-digit win team. Kirk Cousins isn't going to play forever. He's got a broadcasting career ahead of him. So if McCarthy is ever going to take a step and develop, you have a guy, a veteran that can come in this year, play, and then he steps out of the way and McCarthy is there available. Or if they evaluate and say that he's not good, then it's not a problem for us to move on to that 2027 draft and bring in a guy. So I think from a price perspective, from a knowing the offense perspective, Kirk Cousins makes the most sense. Otherwise, we're talking about other retreads like a Geno Smith who could get released. And while he looked, better in Seattle than he did with the Raiders last year, he still, that performance with the Raiders, despite the team being absolute dog shit, still scares me. These guys possibly falling off a cliff. I want nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers. One, because I hate him. Two, because I just don't think that he has the arm talent right now to be able to operate in a Kevin O'Connell vertical type of explosive scheme. I don't think that there's a whole lot of other better options. Malik Willis intrigues me, but I think he's going to price himself out because there's going to be a lot of suitors.
Oh, he came up a lot today.
And
came up a
that's the
whole
thing
lot
is he has such a small sample size. He has essentially as much of a sample size as McCarthy, except for, these recency bias was pretty good with Green Bay. So that I think is going to start to price himself out of the market where people are going to just, there's so many quarterback needy teams that he's going to get thrown way more than he deserves based off of what we see.
Can I play a fun game with?
I'm just thinking about doubling down on you got rid of Sam Darnold to get JJ McCarthy. Imagine if they were to go out and get Malik Willis and overpay.
Can I play a fun game with Malik Willis?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, we have 4 people, and I need all of you to make to make the promise that you will not Google this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we're talking about how good Malik Willis was with Green Bay this year.
Mm-hmm.
How many passes did he throw in the year 2025? We're talking about how good he was and all these things he showed us. How many passes did he throw?
Mike,
80-ish is where I'm going to go with 80. Somewhere around 80.
Evo, what do you got?
I was gonna go 67.
All right, Evo went 67. Mike went 80-ish.
42.
Dave has gone 42. Tank.
He played in what, 6 games?
He played in 3.
3?
Yep.
Well, then my number is way too high.
Yeah, I thought he played in more than 3.
I will say 62.
It's 39.
Yeah.
He was 30 of 39 this year.
Yes.
Now, just for posterity's sake,
I mean, come on, the percentage there.
for posterity's sake, he threw as many passes in the 2025 season as Sam Darnold did in 5 separate games.
Yes.
And we're losing our minds about Malik Willis. NFL.com put out a list of the top 25 free agents, and Malik Willis was at 1. Ahead of Tyler Linderbaum, ahead of Breece Hall, ahead of Kenny Walker, ahead of – I could do this for a long time.
Don't do it. Malik Willis is not the answer. My question is, would you rather Anthony Richardson or J.J. McCarthy right now?
J.J. McCarthy.
Because both of them are raw as F. Like they are the rawest of raw. And I look at JJ and I go, he's probably got better upside. But I consider both in that kind of meaty clackers category of you are super underdeveloped and it's going to take some time. I'm probably going to need a veteran to come in here and
JJ has one thing that AR-15 doesn't have.
A brain.
That's not a bad answer. JJ McCarthy has shown the ability when all things are equal to be accurate.
Yes.
Anthony Richardson, and I don't know any other way to say this than how I'm getting ready to say it. If Anthony Richardson was a bombardier, I would believe he had the ability to hit the United States of America as much as I had believe he could hit Kuwait. And honestly, he could be aiming at the same target and hit both. That's how unbelievably inaccurate.
He has what we like to call Joe Milton accuracy. Joe Milton can throw a pass 80 yards on a dot, and if he had to throw a 5-yard pass, he would also throw that 80 yards.
Anthony Richardson.
That was good. I like that one. Go ahead.
I don't even know. I'm trying to sound this analogy out as I go. Anthony Richardson makes Jamarcus Russell look like Aaron Rodgers in terms of accuracy. I mean, he is the most unbelievably inaccurate quarterback I've ever seen in my life. I don't have that issue with McCarthy. My problem with McCarthy more comes from I think you work in a very specific offense. So, and this is just how I have analyzed Minnesota. I think the offensive line's fine. The receiving core is fine. If you could add a Breece Hall, a Kenny Walker, a Jeremiah Love, a legit, honest to God, big boy running back in Minnesota, I think J.J. McCarthy would be fine. I don't think he'll ever be a top 15 quarterback in the league.
I agree. That's what he did in Michigan. It was a good defense, good run game, and then when things were put on his shoulders, he was able to make things happen. But that was few and far between because they had so many leads. He didn't have to become a prolific passer. I completely agree. I think O'Connell said for years we need to do better in the run game, need to do better, and they've added bits and pieces here, but never really committed to it. This year, with some of the coaches that they've brought in, they had an interview today that was just like local Minnesota media only because they're not going to, both the interim GM Brzezinski and O'Connell, they just spoke with the local media, not the full public. It sounds like they are trying to make that commitment. I will believe it when I see it. And I think that the first step is for them committing to someone other than like an aging retread, like an Aaron Jones. Jordan Mason, who we have there, I love. I think he's a good piece, but I don't want him as my solo guy. You need someone that can really, truly take the reins. That's why I would love a Kenneth Walker. I would love to find some way to be able to get a Jeremiah Love, which he's just going to be priced out of our range unless we want to start trading up assets for him.
Yeah, after hearing Brett Veach today, I feel very sure that Kansas City is Jeremiah Love's drop dead. Because Brett Veach looked me dead in the face and said, "We are committed to the running game." And I looked around at everybody around me and went, "4 at Kansas City." That's drop dead.
Evo, I'm going to need you to do me a favor and tell them to remember that Justin Jefferson exists. Can you do that for my fantasy team, please?
Yeah, I would love that because it hurt my fantasy team too. It was such a weird thing because
it didn't make any sense.
Justin Jefferson had so many drops this year. The receivers had a lot of drops this year. And at some point in time, the common denominator is the quarterback there. Some of the balls weren't even inaccurate and they were dropping them. So I don't know if it was just like a weird recovery from the injury, not as much time in training camp or something like that, not the chemistry. I don't know how much that really plays into it, you know.
I think JJ needs to take Dorothy Mantooth to a nice lobster dinner
and never call her again.
Evo,
I'm going to make a comparison, and I want you to tell me how drunk I am on it. The difference between JJ McCarthy and Bo Nix is one of their dads was way smarter than the other. That's it. That's the only difference in the two of them, is that Bo Nix was really ready to be an NFL quarterback. He has a super low ceiling. I think JJ McCarthy has an insanely high ceiling. The only problem is that getting him to that high side is going to be hard to do because of where you took him.
Yeah. Well, look, Bo Nix has like 4 years on him as well.
No, I mean,
like
Bo Nix is actually
experience.
old enough to be JJ McCarthy's dad. I don't know if you knew that or not. JJ McCarthy and his dad is 3 years younger than Bo Nix. I made that up, but it's
believable. It is
100%. I think Bo Nix played at Auburn for 24. He handed carries to Bo Jackson. I don't know if you knew that or not. It's a crazy stat. Nobody believes it.
Bo Nix played with Frank Gore.
the dad, not the younger.
Yeah, exactly.
To bring this back to Shedeur Sanders and Mike's.
No, man. I was just about to say my favorite part of this segment so far has been the fact that we started with Shedeur and fucking completely changed to just talking about JJ.
All right, let's talk about how bad Shedeur Sanders is.
Poor Mike. He sat here last night.
We gave him
and business. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. He fought like hell,
and I still will. I'm going.
I respect it, and I respect it.
Choice, but to do that. I remember sitting in a bar in Mississippi when Johnny Manziel was drafted, and I screamed, "Fuck!" Everybody in the bar looked like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I knew it was going to be terrible, but you know what? I got behind Johnny Manziel because he was my quarterback and I had no other choice.
I think the maddest Mike's been at me so far this week was when I said I would take Johnny Manziel 1,000 times.
Fuck no. Absolutely not.
I will take Johnny Manziel high on crack before I will take Shedeur Sanders. Yeah. And I wouldn't think about it all that hard either.
I will take Johnny Manziel smoking a pipe at the line of scrimmage over.
I will give him a crack pipe in the huddle, and I will still take that over.
You take this bump and then you sling it.
But maybe I'm just the bright-eyed bush-tailed, like, you know, everything's going to be positive, you know, glass half full type of guy where, you know, all these quarterbacks have the possibility of turning like a Josh Allen where they're able to fix their mechanical issues and stuff like that. And you're able to get something out of them. And in that respect, I think that there is a possibility that Shedeur could do good, just like I think that McCarthy could develop. That being said, I think that the right answer for the Browns this year is to not look at Deshaun Watson or anything like that. It is to run with Shedeur for the same reason that I said with my team. It's because you either find out that this guy's got something and you can develop it, or you are forcing the subject and putting yourself in a better position to draft a quarterback in 2027
But the problem, Evo, is it's the Cleveland Browns. And not the Minnesota Vikings. So they're gonna compete. I'm using air quotes here if you're listening. It's compete. So Deshaun Watson's gonna get a chance to beat out Shedeur Sanders, even though they have fully committed to Shedeur Sanders. And I again use air quotes, fully committed as Cleveland is to any quarterback, which is no more than 3 years.
Yeah, it seems about right. When you draft two of them, you kind of set yourself up for failure there.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
shame on
Hopkins.
us for not mentioning Dylan Gabriel in this conversation. I mean, he puts on some high heels and he's about to, in the correct range to be playing quarterback. So, like,
Jeremy does want to get him some platform cleats, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Just a little bit of lift. Who doesn't want a bit of lift?
I do not envy either one of you at this moment, because I mean, I've had my own struggles with my quarterback,
Baker Mayfield,
of my football team, which is the Tampa Bay
in a
Buccaneers.
heartbeat, I would take him back.
100%. No, I'm not even trying to put Baker in that scenario. I had to do the mental struggle of Baker sucked so much in Cleveland that I thought, and then in Carolina, obviously, and then he had the one game with the Rams, and he comes to the Buccaneers, and it took forever for that to kind of meld in my mind of, okay, this is my guy. I got to get behind it. I used to be like you guys, and then Josh Freeman broke me.
Oof. he came to Minnesota, and it was terrible too.
Freeman ripped my heart out of my chest.
I think that was Mark.
And I was numb at by the time Jameis came around, and then it was just like, oh, okay, well, this is just what we're gonna do from now on, and then it's just been a line of succession.
Literally cannot relate to any of you on this.
That was Zach Wilson.
Okay.
That was
okay.
That was Matt. Oh, that was evil.
I can't relate to any of you on this.
That was Mark Sanchez for me, and then Zach Wilson was the candle on top of that cake.
Yeah. But his mom, Zach Wilson.
I met Zach Wilson's mom, and I'll tell you straight up, I would take her to a lovely seafood dinner and never call her again.
But that's what
it would absolutely be worth feeling like your dick just ate two halls.
Dude, I rode an elevator down in Charlotte, North Carolina at Panther Stadium. I rode an elevator down with Zach Wilson's girlfriend and Zach Wilson's mom. And in my head,
they the same age?
That porn music was playing in my head like, oh, shit. It's about to get weird here. It's about to get gross.
Patriots went from Tom Brady to Cam Newton, then Mac Jones, and now we're back to Drake May. It was two quarterbacks.
Yeah, listen.
We found that guy.
Listen, we've dealt with your assurgence and your. Don't forget Tony Eason. That's the only thing I will say is don't forget for 40 years you couldn't play dead in a Western, and that's the only affirmation that I have, because you've haunted my nightmares for 25 years.
And then what happened?
Even with Cam, hell, you beat us with Cam Newton.
Yes, we did. Actually, I want to say this. Cam Newton was actually legitimately good with the Patriots until he hurt himself.
Cam Newton has never been legitimately good in his life at doing anything other than saying stupid shit and putting on goofy hats.
He said stupid
big
shit
ass
like
hats.
nobody. He loves his hats.
Cam Newton and Willy Wonka, I think, are the same person.
That is an interesting thing. The hat, the top hat, though, he's worn, I believe, that exact same purple top hat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Cam Newton wakes up in the morning and he stares at himself in the mirror and he goes, how can I say some stupid shit today?
Cam Newton has,
like, what is the stupidest shit I can?
And the hat is the fallback. If he can't come up with it, he's at least got a dumbass hat on. So
our business manager is sitting in the floor across from us right now, just doing like the Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator. Like, he hates women. He thinks women lose their value when they have children. He sucks. I don't even know that he knows he said that. I think he's so stupid that he said that out loud and then he immediately forgot he said it. Like, I think he just walked off set like that. I mean, he went Ron Burgundy. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
That's actually
we're doing the news in San Diego today.
That's actually the best way to be, because then you don't have to live with your own suckitude.
I will say one of my biggest regrets,
which is actually how you Vikings and Browns fans should probably just live your lives. Like, every game, just forget everything that happened.
Well,
that's why I used to drink so much.
Legit, my biggest
fine.
regret in all the years that we've worked in media is my first year when we were doing the ESPN show. I met Cam Newton in Charlotte, and he said something that pissed me off so bad that I wanted to beat his ass in front of every member of Charlotte media. And I went, no, for the betterment of my career, I should not do that. And I think in hindsight, as a former professional Muay Thai fighter, if I had beat the fuck out of him in front of 500 people, we would be way more famous right now than we actually are. And I regret that I didn't do that, just to prove to him that I could do it.
I would like to see Jeremy doing capoeira against Cam Newton.
Yeah.
I would have given him pink eye the old school way. Like just
Pink eye,
I would have given him, like, I whipped your ass and then I just booped your nose with the hindquarters.
He just went full Rikishi on it.
Yep. I just squish face. That's what I did to Cam Newton.
Oh, man.
All right,
Evo,
fellas.
hey,
So
I want to say, go ahead. I want you to take over here and ask a couple of questions, but since you're not up here, to get some of that inside information.
So for sure, that's for me and everyone else that's not out there in Indianapolis. What are some of the things that maybe isn't getting pushed in more of the mainstream media? Some stuff that you might have heard, rumblings and things like that around media day that would be of interest to the football fans out there.
Jeremy, that's going to be you. You're the most tied in one of all of us out here. So inside information type stuff.
I'll tell you my biggest takeaway from today. Have you ever heard somebody say something so stupid that it came out of their mouth and you went, oh my God, you actually just said that. So
Jeremy,
and they all know what it is because I've said this 100 times.
Real quick though, Jeremy, we were in the Army, so we have definitely heard people say some really stupid shit.
I still work with the Army right now. It's a constant daily reminder.
I'm going to level with you. What I'm getting ready to say is probably dumber than what anybody has ever heard. So I was bouncing podium to podium, and I know a lot of people here, so I was having little offhand conversations. I didn't hear everything that everybody on the podium said, but I saw Nick Casario, who does kind of look like a walking skeleton. I saw him at the podium, and I went, let's go see what information he has today. And without missing a beat, the first sentence that I heard out of his mouth, somebody asked him about the offensive line in Houston. He said, I'll be honest with you, I think the offensive line was really good. It was the best offensive line we've ever had since we've been here. Jesus. And I'm not going to look at you. I had Steve Palazzolo was standing beside me. There were a couple other people around me. And I did the Joe Rogan at a UFC fight, like, oh my God, what did he just say? Yeah, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. That's the dumbest thing anybody has said in the state of Indiana today. And he said it in front of like 100 of us. I recorded it and put it on social media. He was still on the podium when I posted that reel. And it was what he said. And then it was that AI picture of a giraffe riding in the back of a dump truck that hit his head on a bridge and then fell out of the truck. Because that's how I reacted to what he said. Did you just, I mean, first of all, I can't say you're wrong. That might have been the best offensive line you've ever had. And it was still one of the 5 worst in the NFL. That's an indictment on you, right? Like that you picked the players. You're the one that took Blake Fisher in the second round, which I still, if I live to be 1,000 years old, I don't think there's enough Fireball, cocaine, or bleach for me to consume for me to go, I understand how he looked at the draft board and went, the best player I can put on this team right now in the second round is Blake Fisher.
From Mike and I being in the Army, a lot of one of the things that a trope that gets thrown around a lot is false motivation. You go out to do a physical fitness session and it's 20 degrees out and you got to go run 5 miles, something like that, and it fucking sucks. And you false motivate. You say, I'm having a good day. I'm going to enjoy this run, to try to get yourself mentally through it. You don't have to fucking say it. So like for him to say that's pretty wild.
Especially to the media. That's
know.
not something that you just go out to the
he
media.
He didn't say it to his wife or his dog. He looked at a bunch of people that understand football. He could have looked at a pound of pound puppies and gone, I think the Houston Texans offensive line was better than I've been here. And the dogs would have gone, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
He
like the boxer puppy that's been sitting in the mound for a year would have gone, what the fuck did he just say? Did he just say that loud? That was some dumb shit he just said.
He's sitting in his Holiday Inn Express hotel room in the mirror. You're going to tell them it was a good offensive line, and they're going to believe you because you're Nick Casario.
But because we're in such an official capacity here, and everybody's kind of playing nice because it's the off season.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Something.
Hold on. I was supposed to be nice. I made a reel of a giraffe getting hit in the head with a bridge in front of him.
Sure. But I'm saying at the podium, did anybody hold his feet to the fire and go, wait a minute, motherfucker, are you serious right now?
So, all right. I mean, I'm a gigantor. Steve Palazzolo is at least 5 inches taller than me. He ducked down in my ear and went, what did he just say? did he just say that? Because I heard it, and now my brain is bleeding. Like I have a cerebral hemorrhage coming out of my ear hole right now because he just said out loud.
Jeremy, you want to tell the Raw Dog listeners what it is that the phrase that I have coined that we have adopted as a people?
Oh, it's actually I think it will be the catch line of the show in 2026. It's free to say shit. You can say anything you want to for $0. It doesn't have to make sense. It can be, frankly, it can be borderline terrorism, which is what I think what Nick Caserio said. That was borderline terrorism. He said that, and I honest to God think he wanted us to start fighting out in front of him. Just like the Spartan times, just gladiator. We're
not going to a war with Iran anymore. It's Nick Caserio. There's no time. We're changing deployment. It's free to say shit. You can literally say whatever you want, whenever you want. Welcome to America. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's true, but it's free to say shit.
That Caserio media availability was the date equivalent to a girl looking at me on a first Tinder date and saying, I think we're meant to be together because you're a Pisces and I'm a Taurus and Mercury is in retrograde. I don't care if you pull your boob out at the dinner table. I'm out. Like, I am done. I don't want to do this.
I love the fact that pulling the boob out at the dinner table was like, fuck yeah, let's go. All right.
It worked one time. I mean, it was a Tinder second date, but just that worked.
I'm sure it did. Absolutely.
Honestly, I wish Nick Caserio had done that after he said it. Like, we have the best offensive line we've ever had, and then he just pulled out a nip. He just went like over the shirt nip, just
all ribs.
Oh, Evo, what else you got, brother?
That's interesting.
Well, so I'm interested to hear from you guys. Obviously, this is underwear Olympics. Some guys can obviously make up some ground or obviously lose some ground from their performances out there. Who do you think has the most to gain from good performances while they're out there running 40s, benching, doing these drills?
I'll let you guys go first. We'll say I have some B tracks.
I mean, for me, it's pretty straightforward. You have your running backs and your wide receivers that really need to set themselves apart. This is a class that is pretty devoid of quarterback talent. We're not dealing with a whole bunch of quarterbacks that are absolutely going to take over day one jobs, but wide receivers, running backs, I think we've got a lot more of those. So, I mean, I'm looking at your Makai Lemons and your other wide receivers who maybe aren't your day one guys, but your day two and your day three guys. I think you've got an opportunity to see some improvement there. Every time we come here, it's not the day one guys that I'm looking at. It's who else is available, who's day two, who's a day three draft guy, who's someone that's a third or fourth round guy that's going to move themselves up to a third or second round guy.
Kalen Weegan, the kid from Iowa. He's 100%. Going to run ridiculously fast.
1,000%.
I mean, he's going to be a 4.28 guy.
Ooh.
He can absolutely fly. Can I give you a broad overreach without going specific players?
Sure.
The big boys. This is a thick six.
D tackles.
We got some D tackles. We got some offensive linemen. Parker Brailsford, Logan Jones from Iowa. We're going to walk away from their workouts and go, holy shit, you have Ninja Turtle blood in you. But I mean, because I think Parker Brailsford's going to run his 40 time will be 4.8 something at 306 pounds. That kid's not of this earth. And Logan Jones is going to put up about a 35-inch vert at 310 pounds. Jesus.
Another in a long line of good Iowa offensive linemen there.
Just look, draft Ohio State wide receivers and Iowa offensive linemen.
Yeah, I would be okay with basically any of the Iowa offensive linemen ending up on the Cleveland Browns after this draft. Possibly a couple of them, even though I know we don't necessarily like the idea of multiple rookies on that
I'm
offensive
okay with
line.
you having multiple on the team. I don't want five. I don't
You don't
want
want-
two to be in the starting five that you go into the season, end of mini camp. You've got two in your starting five. I'm okay if one of them's your six. I have no problem with that because you have the veterans in the room. The problem is that when you draft a guy, let's say you take a tackle in round 1 and a guard in round 3. The problem is you got a lot of young guys in the room, and the chances of older vet guys being in there to be the old hats is not high.
So for me, I think my top player that can like really propel themselves, even though they're kind of already up there anyways, it's Ty Simpson. Like QB2, he's got to figure out, are we going to get him in the first round? He's going to throw, he's going to work out, he's going to run. He could go and propel himself up higher in this first round.
You know, Drew Aller's throwing now, so
Yeah.
look out.
Oh, Drew Aller. That means there's a chance. There's a chance that I catch my first pass at the combine. Because he throws it in the media row and I just catch one and go, fuck yeah, I got it. I told you I'd get here one day. I mean, I'm 38 years old and
Do you throw it back?
oh hell no, I'll run out of the stadium. If Drew Aller hits me with a dot, you can rest assured I'm tucking that bitch and running out the stadium.
Keep it.
And I'll see y'all back here at the Newman Street Pleasure Club after we're done.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
What as far as like guys I want to see big
Who do you think can help themselves the most? I believe was the question, right, Evo?
I'm really interested to see in the edge rusher battle.
Who do you like, Tank?
Do what?
Who do you like, Tank? See, Tank is the way our show has worked. I'm like the master splinter, and Tank is Raphael. And now we've gone through this whole draft year, and he keeps saying smart shit, and I feel like I just have my stick going, good.
You do.
Good. You are doing well. You have learned the lessons well.
No, I have said I have said in the run up to this, one of the things that I look forward to most is to see who could possibly set themselves apart in the workouts, like we did with Braden Fiskey a couple of years ago. And just today on my feed, NFL posted out how great that workout was from Braden Fiskey 2 years ago. Just being able to, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anybody is breaking into the top 2 or 3, but a guy like Mo Kamara, you remember him?
Oh yeah, at Colorado State.
Oh, that dude came out and just killed the combine, and we were like blown away.
You want me to tell you the one that can blow up the combine as an edge rusher? R. Mason Thomas.
Out of Oklahoma?
I watch that kid's tape, and I'm not gonna lie. I throw on. I mean, I'm doing this for our Canadian friend down there. I throw on Celine Dion music, and I'm here to party.
How much denim are you wearing?
With R. Mason Thomas, full jorts and a denim vest. Mullet,
not the Canadian tuxedo, but it's like Canadian summer wear.
Mullet flowing out of the back of my hat,
just cranking up the lover boy.
100 at Mr. Lover, and I'm drinking maple syrup the whole time he does it. I'm shot by shot.
I'm in.
I love R. Mason Thomas. I like Joshua Josephs too. And I think both of them will have good weeks this week. The funny thing about this week is that the media will lose their mind over every guy that runs fast, and every scout will sit back and go, I don't give a shit.
I mean,
the on-field means so much less here than people think.
Your current top 5 right now, as per the NFL Combine scores. This is as of today. It's Arvell Reese, Mansour Delaney, David Bailey, Carnell Tate, Fernando Mendoza.
Anybody that has Fernando Mendoza at 5
Excuse me?
That's the
smokes
NFL.
recreational crimes.
I'm not
Because
saying
you
they
didn't
don't.
say the name Caleb Downs, and that makes me question all the sanity.
Caleb Downs is under Francis. I'm not going to say
Maui
his last-
Noah.
Thank you. And Ruben Bain Jr.
Yeah, Maui
Maui Lemon is there. Jeremiah Love is also there. But
Somehow Francis Maui Noah's name is pronounced that way, in spite of the fact it does not have an N,
Has
and
no
it's
Ns.
and it's spelled Mauajoa.
has
Yep.
all vowels. It is all vowels.
It's like Brett Favre's name is spelled incorrectly. It's just how the Polynesian folks do it. They've got the state fish of Hawaii, the huma huma nuka nuka apua au. You figure that shit out. You just get
fucking
past
crushed
the
that.
fact there's G in there and it's not the thing.
Let's give a round of
Did you
applause
do
to
time
Evo.
out there or
Holy
something?
Jesus
Like, how did you-
Christ, what the fuck are
I
you
like
spoke
how
a
you
different
just
language.
asked if he did time out there, like he did a federal prison sentence in
Are
Hawaii.
you criminal in Hawaii? You know, is that what they make you
Possibly.
do?
But I can't talk about it. I don't know what the statute of limitations is.
Yeah.
Being the
let's-
fish. The
Let's
huma huma
avoid,
nuka nuka apua au.
let's avoid announcing crimes on the show, please.
This is why we love this show.
Well, I appreciate you guys being here. Evo, do you got any other questions before we end up wrapping this thing up and get these guys out of here? Because I believe we got some other things we're trying to get done tonight.
Yeah, look, I'm just really looking forward. No more questions. I'm looking forward to hearing what everyone is getting to see out there all week. You guys get to be my eyes and ears because I'm out here in Arizona enjoying the fabulous 80-degree weather. So
Oh, it's not 80 degrees here.
Hey, you
It's
got
8
broads
degrees
open,
here.
It's so
open toe
fucking
sandals. You can do 80-degree weather, motherfucker.
yeah, I'm gonna go outside and sun my nipples tomorrow while you guys are enjoying that nice indoor stadium weather.
Evo, I do have to say this as the one that I don't know what I am in this other than the big dumb draft dumbass. We do fully expect your attendance here at the combine next year.
Oh, I have it on the calendar. I would love to be
We
there.
want you right in the middle, and frankly, 5 of us in here is going to be a little
Impossible.
tight, but we will make it work to get you here.
Yeah, I have broader
also not a
shoulders. You can't
small
really
person.
tell.
I love it.
I'm 6'1" and 214 as of today. I'm in cut season, but we're about to get bigger.
We got cutting down a little bit now.
I mean, I'm going to get bigger too, but it's because we've eaten nothing but Rally's combine chili, and I think we're getting ready to have a meatloaf.
Hell yeah, we're having a meatloaf.
Let's wait.
Ooh, nice.
Guys, thank you very much for joining us. Evo, appreciate you, brother. Producer Amber backstage, thank you very much. Before we get out of here, I'm going to give these guys one more opportunity to go ahead, plug their stuff, and tell you where you can find them. So, Dave, go ahead. Take it away, man.
We're the Great North Sports Podcast, also known as Sportsocracy Great North. We are on Twitter, aka X, Instagram, and Facebook. Plus, we are on YouTube live 8 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday night, talking football, baseball, hockey, everything with my co-host Dubs, who was not here, but he is currently smoking crimes at home.
At Sports Tank ESPN. Of course, we are at the Sportsocracy on all of the social medias. We are live Monday through Friday, noon till 3 on the YouTubes and of course on the iHeartRadio app on ESPN Asheville. And of course at the NFL Draft Nerd Jeremy Green.
That would be me. I am live every Monday night with Overtime. That is my live call-in show for anybody that wants to call in and give their opinions on sports on the whole. And you can also always find me on OnlyFans at the Ginger Dinger. At
was the wrong
Ginger Dinger.
We're not going to tell you if that's real or not. You got to figure that out for yourself.
I like to say it's the Ginger Dinger, but that's just for my
That's weird. I was
brain.
thinking Ginger Dinger.
Evo, you're going to have to work on a new name.
Oh no. Hey, look, I'm actually honestly I'm disappointed. No one shouted out their OnlyFans on here. So that's I was ready to subscribe, but
I mean, mine's nothing but feet pictures and NFL draft prospect profiles. It's a very specific group. We got about 8 dudes that are really locked in.
yeah, look,
It's a
it's a
dinger
nice
of a
revenue
time.
stream, I'm sure.
Oh, guys, once again, thank you very much. And to everybody who tuned in tonight, thank you as well. Time is the most valuable thing that you have. So anytime that you give some of it to us, we are forever grateful. I'm going to give Evo one last word, and then we're going to get the fuck out of here and enjoy the rest of the week. We will come to you guys probably on Tuesday. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a Saturday show in, but with that, Evo, go ahead, take it away.
Hey, once again, check on your brothers, check on your sisters. Tomorrow might not be the best day, but there are better days ahead, and we're here to cheer you on for those good days. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to us tonight. Thank you to the whole crew for being here. Super happy to have you guys on here. Looking forward to future conversations and being out there next year.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for your service.
Hey, thank you guys. Everybody, thank you very much. I'm Mike. Down below is Evo. This is Raw Dawg Sports, but we're going to get the fuck out of here. See ya!